The sun was rising gently over the hills, painting the sky with strokes of orange and gold. Birds sang in the distance as the household of a wealthy master buzzed with quiet excitement. The master, a man of great wisdom and authority, was preparing for a long journey. His servants, who had served him faithfully for years, gathered in the courtyard, waiting to hear his instructions. The master's face was calm, yet there was urgency in his voice. "I will be gone for a time," he said, his eyes moving across the faces of his servants. "While I am away, I am leaving you in charge of my wealth. What you do with it will show your faithfulness." He called forward his first servant, a man strong, eager, and known for his hard work. The master placed in his hands 5 bags of gold, each heavy and shining in the morning light. The servant bowed deeply, his heart pounding with both honor and responsibility. 5 bags. My master trusts me so much. I will not let him down, he thought. Next came the second servant, quieter but steady, with eyes that showed careful thought. The master gave him 2 bags of gold. Though less than the first, the servant received them with gratitude, nodding respectfully. 2 bags. This is enough. I will do my best with what has been given. Finally, the master turned to the third servant, who often appeared hesitant and unsure of himself. To him, the master gave 1 bag of gold. The servant looked at it silently, shifting uncomfortably. Though he said nothing, inside his thoughts were restless. Why only 1? Does the master not trust me as much? What if I lose it? The master looked at all 3 of them. Each of you has received according to your ability. I trust you. Use what you have been given wisely until I return. With that, he mounted his camel and set off on the long road, leaving his servants standing with their treasures in their hands. The first servant could hardly contain his excitement. 5 bags, he said aloud as he walked toward the marketplace. I will trade, invest, and make this grow. My master will be proud. His steps were quick, his mind already filled with plans. The second servant walked thoughtfully behind him, clutching his 2 bags. I may not have 5, he whispered to himself, but I can still make something out of this. I will use what I have, no matter the size. His heart carried quiet determination, but the third servant stayed behind. He looked around nervously, fearing thieves, accidents, or even his own mistakes. He clutched the single bag tightly. If I lose this, he muttered, my master will be angry. It's safer if I hide it. Yes, I will bury it in the ground where no one can touch it. So, while 2 servants walked into the light of opportunity, one turned toward the shadows of fear. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The master's journey was long, but his servants were busy with the treasures he had entrusted to them. The first servant wasted no time. Every morning, he walked to the bustling marketplace where traders called out their prices, where coins clinked, and where hard bargains were made. With wisdom and courage, he invested his 5 bags of gold. At first, he took risks, buying grain from one village and selling it in another where the harvest had failed. Then he built partnerships with merchants who sailed across the seas, bringing spices, cloth, and precious oils. Sometimes he stumbled and lost a little, but he never gave up. His eyes sparkled with determination. Slowly but surely, his 5 bags grew into 10 bags of gold. One evening, as he counted the coins with calloused hands, he whispered, my master trusted me, and I have not wasted it. I will return his gift multiplied. His heart swelled with joy, not just for the wealth he now had, but because he had been faithful. Meanwhile, the second servant also worked diligently. With his 2 bags of gold, he was careful but bold enough to take steps forward. He opened a small stall in the market, selling goods that people needed daily, grain, oil, and simple fabrics. He worked with honesty and kindness, and soon customers trusted him. Word spread of his fairness, and his business grew. At night, when he closed his stall, he would look at the 2 bags that had turned into 4 and smile. It may not be 10, he said to himself, but it is more than I started with. I have done my part. He felt a quiet peace, knowing he had used his gift wisely. But the third servant lived differently. From the day he received the bag of gold, fear had chained his heart. He carried it secretly to a lonely field outside the village. Looking around to make sure no one followed him, he dug a hole in the ground and hid the treasure. Covering it with dirt, he sighed in relief. There. It is safe. No thief can steal it. No mistake can make me lose it. When my master returns, I will simply give it back to him as it is. Days passed, but the servant's heart never rested. Every sound of footsteps made him uneasy. Every rumor of thieves made him tremble. He avoided the marketplace, avoided people, avoided risk. While others grew stronger through work and courage, he shrank into fear and excuses. One evening, as he walked past the marketplace, he saw the first servant laughing joyfully with traders and the second servant smiling as he closed his stall. For a moment, shame burned inside him. Maybe I should have tried, he thought. But then he quickly shook his head. No. At least I will not lose what I was given. Yet deep down, he knew he had done nothing, not even tried. The master was still far away, but the day of his return was drawing closer. Each servant would soon face the truth of what they had done with what they were given. At last, after many months, the master returned. His household stirred with excitement as word spread quickly. The master is back. Servants hurried to greet him, and the three who had been entrusted with the gold prepared to give their accounts. The first servant came forward, his face glowing with confidence. He knelt before the master, bowing low. "My lord," he said with joy, "you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more." He placed 10 heavy bags before the master. The master's eyes lit up with pride. "Well done, good and faithful servant," he declared. "You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come, share in your master's happiness." The servant's heart overflowed with relief and honor. His years of work, struggle, and persistence had not been in vain. Then came the second servant. He too bowed and said humbly, "Master, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more." He set 4 bags down before him. The master smiled warmly. "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come, share in your master's happiness." Though his gift had been smaller, the master's praise was the same. Faithfulness mattered more than the amount. The servant stood tall, his heart filled with quiet peace. Finally, the third servant approached, his steps slow, his eyes lowered. In his hands, he carried the single bag of gold, dusty from the ground where it had been hidden. "Master," he began nervously, "I knew you were a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. I was afraid. So I went and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you." He placed the single bag down, hoping to be spared. The master's face darkened. His voice grew firm. "You wicked and lazy servant. You knew I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered. Then you should have at least put my money in the bank, so that on my return I would have received it with interest." The servant trembled. His excuses crumbled into silence. The master turned to his guards. "Take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw this worthless servant outside, into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." The courtyard grew still. The first 2 servants were lifted up in honor, while the third was cast away in shame. The lesson was clear. The master had not asked them to be perfect, but to be faithful. 2 had trusted and acted. 1 had buried his gift in fear. Moral lessons. God has given each of us gifts, no matter how big or small. What matters is how we use them. Faithfulness brings reward, while fear and excuses bring loss. God rewards effort, not the size of the gift. Laziness and fear rob us of the blessings we could have enjoyed. Every opportunity from God is a chance to glorify Him. If this story touched your heart, remember, God has placed something special inside you. Don't bury it in fear. Use it, grow it, and honor Him with it. If you enjoyed this story, give this video a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel for more inspiring Bible stories that will bless your soul.